The Trump administration just announced the travel bans, which will go into effect on June 9th, 2025. In today's video, we're going to talk about how those travel bans will affect you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ksenia. I make videos for people who are going through the family immigration process. I'm not an attorney. My videos are based on public information, my own experience and the experience of my subscribers, and the purpose of my channel is to give you guys the confidence to go through this process completely on your own. Today is a quick video talking about the travel ban that will go into effect on June 9th. The travel ban applies to 12 countries, in addition to some countries that will also be significantly restricted. So let's look directly at the source, which is the official White House website. And the purpose of my video today is to quickly summarize for you this proclamation and explain exactly how it will affect the viewers of my channel. So in section 1, you will see the actual policy and the purpose of it. If you scroll to section 2, this is the list of countries who will not be able to obtain visas to the United States. After every country, there is a reason why exactly it was banned. Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Now, there's also a partial suspension of entry from the following few countries also: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, Venezuela. In section 4 is particularly important because it also lists the exceptions of people who do not fall under this travel ban or suspension. So anybody who is a lawful permanent resident of the United States already, you will still be allowed to enter the United States, of course, using your green card. If you are a dual national and you use the passport of the country that was not under this suspension to travel to the United States. So for example, if you are a dual national of Iran and Italy and you use your Italian passport to enter the United States, then you will be allowed to do so as long as you use your Italian passport. The following visa types also do not fall under the ban. So if you hold A visa, C visa, G visa, NATO visas, you do not fall under this ban. You shall be still allowed to travel to the United States. Any athletes, coaches, or support personnel associated with these athletes. The next point applies to the immediate relatives of US citizens, which means spouses, children, and parents of US citizens will continue to be able to travel to the United States, of course, once they are approved for permanent residence. And that also includes conditional residents, but again, they are still immediate relatives of US citizens. I do want to emphasize a point that they make here, and that is the clear and convincing evidence of identity and family relationship that will be required in your case. Of course, that is already a requirement for a family green card. You do have to demonstrate that you have a legitimate relationship with the relative whom you are sponsoring, and also that they're able to provide proof of their identity, and even in some cases DNA, like they list here. As we know, some of the countries listed above have difficulty providing very crucial evidence. Some of these countries have poor record keeping, so a lot of the applicants historically have not been able to always obtain their birth certificates or their parents' birth certificates. These cases will be under more proper review, and that you will have to do everything in your power to obtain this clear and convincing evidence. They do not make a mention of the exception for family preference categories here. this exception also applies to adoptions and some special immigrant categories. Also, there are additional exceptions for persons of national interests or persons who are subpoenaed by the Department of Justice. I also forgot to mention that this proclamation exempts people who have already been granted asylum or a refugee status, as well as people who will seek asylum or refugee or withholding removal in the future. But also, I want you to look at section 6.c, is that if you have already had a non-immigrant or immigrant visa issued prior to the effective date, it shall not be revoked from you. You will still be allowed to use this visa to enter the United States. So for example, you have a visa that is not listed here as an exception. So for example, student visa, then in that case, as long as that visa is approved before June 9th, 2025, you shall still be able to travel to the United States. As for the rest of the points, you can read them at your own pace. Again, this is just typical language of any kind of executive order or proclamation. So to summarize, this travel ban does apply to some family preference applicants who unfortunately will be on the suspension list. However, if you are an immediate relative of a US citizen, you fall under the exception, which means that your visas will be continued to be processed. So I hope that this quick video update made it clear for you whether this travel ban will affect your case. I appreciate you watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye!